I'm Charlie Brooker and you're watching Screenwipe, a programme all about television in 2008.
The year will chiefly be remembered for three things: the election of Barack Obama, the implosion of the global economy, and of course the release of Guns N' Roses' Chinese Democracy.
Throughout the year, for the most part, TV trod water, still scarred by memories of 2007, in which the world and his dog accused it of being a lying, cheating scumbag. TV largely played it safe, with the biggest controversy of the year emanating from the world of radio instead. So what did happen on TV during 2008? Well, this did.
The first month, aka January, began with EastEnders kicking off the year in cheery style with a half-hour episode consisting of nothing but Doc Cotton dictating a heartbreaking message about the limitations of love to a sick old man via a tape recorder.
Hello, Jim. It's me, Dorothy. I'm sitting here in the kitchen and I'm talking to you.
Now, I know some viewers have complained I've been doing too much mock wanking this series and that it's puerile and unnecessary, but come on, look at this.
I'm in the kitchen at the table.
Oh, she's all on her own in the kitchen. Oh.
Everybody is missing you and they're praying for you.
Anyway, this single-handed experiment proved so successful, EastEnders bosses are currently planning a one-off 16-hour special in which Ian Beale sits in an airing cupboard singing to his thumb.
Speaking of which, January also saw the arrival of a terrifying episode of Horizon in which a group of volunteers were locked in an underground bunker and subjected to various forms of total sensory deprivation until their very souls started dribbling out of their ears.
There's a snake there. She's just going along.
That is mental. I mean, who'd voluntarily sit around in a tiny cell-like room for hours with nothing but their own thoughts for company until they started just talking out loud just to keep themselves sane?
In the next month, February, former Atomic Kitten pop starlet turned unfortunate tabloid fodder Kerry Katona gave birth on TV in a startling episode of her MTV reality series.
That Rock Rival show, right, it was about these, like, judges on this X Factor type show, and it was so realistic. Like, I thought it was real, you know, until, like, a mate of mine pointed out all the names on the end credits. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, my God. You know, they were actually played by real actors.
No, I'd stopped believing in myself, and now I feel like I've just turned a corner and...
I thought Michelle Collins, right, was playing this judge, but as it turns out, right, she was playing this Michelle Collins judge, right, as Michelle Collins. It was amazing. Some of the things they say are so realistic that people don't even say them in real life. It was genius. Genius.
As March hauled itself over the hillside, the Duchess of Lemon Squeezes, Lady Delia Smith, returned to our screens only to appall middle-class self-appointed food guardians everywhere by having the temerity to use frozen mash and tinned mince in a series of innocuous time-saving recipes.
In my bowl here, I've got some cooked mince. It's been cooked with onions and flavourings, but I didn't cook it. And actually, it came from here.
Yes, OK, so some of her new creations looked a little bit gross, but given the reaction of jumped-up, self-appointed gourmets in some sectors of the national press, you could be forgiven for thinking she'd been shitting in the saucepans or denying the Holocaust while reheating kidney beans.
Of course, the irony is that what with the credit crunch, we'll all be eating tinned slurry and frozen mash in a desperate bid to survive for the next 5 years.
Sir Alan Sugar returned to our screens with Series 89 of The Apprentice. Applicants included the terrifying emotionless Jenny Bott, dashing Rafe Thingybum, nice guy Simon, and Alex, an horrible walking glass of water who perpetually did this funny, nervous, lip-pursing twitch which made his mouth look like a little pink and purple cat's bum.
Also in March, BBC4 continued its successful series of suicidally depressing dramas based on well-loved media figures with The Curse of Steptoe, which made the privilege of acting in classic sitcom Steptoe and Son look like a harrowing endless cycle of bitterness and misery and rage and sorrow and anguish and hatred, bile and nihilistic staring.
I'm currently working on my own script, actually, called The Curse of Screenwipe, which consists of nothing but me staring angrily into the middle distance for about 6 hours. But to give it some depth, first I'm going to develop a smack habit and have a secret love child, which I'll then drown in a sack round the back of a gay sauna.
April brought a veritable shower of brilliant entertainment into our lives. Beat the Star sounds like a euphemism for anal sex, but sadly it isn't. Instead, it was a game show in which a plebby member of the public had to try and win some cash from Vernon Kay.
I want to give them the money. They can have it. but only if they beat the star.
God, I wish that was a euphemism.
Instead of beating Vernon's star, they had to take on a glittering sports personality like Amir Khan in a series of exciting challenges in hope of winning some cash.
And when I say exciting challenges, I bloody mean it. They went head-to-head, hammering nails into a plank, standing up a stick, milking a cow, dangling off a bar, and most exciting of all, recognising the Chancellor.
Amir, I play with Trevor McDonald.
Also in April, The Kids Are All Right, a child-friendly game show that was in no way similar to Sky's Are You Smarter Than a 10-year-old, apart from about 5,000 similarities.
Hello and welcome to The Kids Are All Right.
Actually, it did have one major difference. I don't recall Noel Edmonds ever apparently cajoling the contestants into thrashing children.
Each game is worth big money, but only if you beat the kids. And do you know what the kids get out of this?
A beating?
If you beat a 10-year-old, you'll add $10,000 to your prize fund. Beat a 15-year-old, and you'll add $15,000.
Fuck it, come on, I'll do 2 5-year-olds for a tenner.
Will anyone beat the kids?
Anyway, when Barrowman wasn't doing that, he was shouting every line at the top of his lungs like he was trying to give the country next door tinnitus.
Information overload!
You know.
Overrule!
Ah!
That's Alex. That is correct. The kids are all right.
Jesus!
It's the correct answer!
Jesus Christ!
In May, Sky One answered the prayers of a yearning nation by reviving the most fondly remembered TV show of all time.
The new version was a stunning mix of familiar challenges and exciting new gladiators, namely Farmhand, Receptionist, Jeffrey, MILF, Bastard, Camel Toe, Lubricant, Dorito, Pouch, Michael Hutchins, Septum, and Brezhnev.
Actually, those weren't their real titles. Instead, as per tradition, all the male gladiators had names that made them sound like gay nightclubs, and they were all dressed like backing dancers at an Erasure concert.
May also saw the debut of Don't Forget the Lyrics, a millionaire-style karaoke contest in which members of the public had to perform songs and keep ploughing through the lyrics even when the music stopped like there'd been a power cut.
Leave it all behind.
Don't forget the lyrics, 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 don't forget the f***ing lyrics!
I didn't mean it.
Clearly, this was so entertaining, ITV wanted a piece of the action itself, so it quickly introduced Who Dares Sings, which was, as unlikely as it sounds, a poor man's Don't Forget the Lyrics, fronted by squawking fun commandant Denise Van Shoutem and Ben Shepherd, a man with less personality than a wireframe diagram of a dentist's chair. Aside from some devastatingly shit performances,
Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar.
it also contained horrific mass sing-alongs, essentially a nightmare vision of Britain's inevitable future in which every citizen is herded into a studio at gunpoint and forced to take part in the X Factor.
Right